Hey, you're listening to episode 142 of the Keto Diet Podcast, and today I want to chat with you all about my favorite hacks for the keto lady. Now, maybe you've laid an awesome foundation to your keto protocol and you're wondering if there's more to keto for women. Maybe you like to experiment and see how your body responds, like me, I love experimenting. Or you want to optimize your approach to wellness and dabble in some biohacking. Perhaps you want to bust through a weight plateau. And maybe you're just a normal keto lady wondering if there's anything that you can do to give yourself an extra edge. Either way, this episode is for you. And if you have questions about today's content, you can go to healthfulpursuit.com/contact and ask me. A podcast extra and transcript, including extra bonuses and resources, can be found at healthfulpursuit.com/podcast/E142. Okay. I got 3 cool things for you, and this never happens. I only ever have 1 cool thing, and I'm just so pleased I have more than 1 cool thing because who doesn't love cool things? The first is that I have been working like a mad person on finishing my 3rd paperback, Keto for Women. It launches in June, and you can find out more by going to ketoforwomen.com. And when you pre-order between now and June 10th, you're entered to win one of 3 VIP memberships into my 12-week program, Happy Keto Body. And this is a value of $600 for 12 weeks of support on keto, including phone consults, videos, downloads, worksheets, and this giveaway is open to everyone. Go to ketoforwomen.com to pre-order the book, then go back to ketoforwomen.com, enter in your details, and you will be entered to win one of 3 VIP memberships into Happy Keto Body. This is the only time ever that we have given away a Happy Keto Body membership, not only 1, but 3, and I'm just so excited for the 3 women that end up winning this prize. The second cool thing is that my Keto Diet Cookbook comes out in just 2 days, April 9th. I know I've been a very busy lady this year. Thank you to everyone who has pre-ordered. And I know pre-ordering a book sounds super lame. Why would you even do that? Because it helps me. It helps me actually more than you could ever imagine. And as a thank you for pre-ordering the book, you'll get a bunch of freebies like a meal plan, a food guide, coupon codes to my favorite products, and be entered to win a $500 Keto Pantry bundle or a $600 Canadian Amazon.ca gift card. You can pre-order by going to ketodietbook.com, and the giveaway is only open until tomorrow, April 8th, 2019. So get your copy today at ketodietbook.com. If you have pre-ordered the cookbook or you're about to, once you get your paws on the book, and if you pre-ordered on Amazon, they love to send books early, so you might already have your paws on the book. Mark your calendar for April 9th to leave a review by going to ketodietbook.com/review. And as a little thank you for leaving a review, because the review means so much. That's how people find the book. That's how the book gains popularity, because without you guys, I cannot write books. As a little thank you for leaving your review, you can use the coupon code HEALTHFUL, all in caps, for 20% off at equipfoods.com. They make some of my favorite protein powders, collagen, and 20% off. That's incredible. Now, this is like an honor system because, yeah, you can use that coupon code whether you review the book or not. So please, if you have pre-ordered the book, go to ketodietbook.com/review, leave your review on April 9th, and then use that coupon code HEALTHFUL, all in caps, at equipfoods.com for 20% off as a little thank you. Okay, let's do this thing already. Welcome to the Keto Diet Podcast, the show all about keto for women so you can burn fat, balance your hormones, and heal your body. If you're new around these parts, I'm Leanne Vogel. You may know me as the international best-selling author of The Keto Diet and author of the upcoming paperback book, Keto for Women, where I'm showing you how to take charge of the imbalances that are ruling your life so you can discover your happy weight in 3 easy steps. Or you may know me as the nutritionist that likes dipping pork rinds in avocado oil mayo. I'm so glad you're here with me today, and thanks so much for listening. Okay, 7 low carb hacks for the keto lady. Number one is measuring your ketones. Now, there are a couple of ways to measure your ketones: urine, blood, and breath. I prefer blood personally because urine isn't as accurate as we all hope. Breath can be quite expensive and challenging, and also you have to blow into the meter a specific way every single time the same way, and I just can never do it properly. The best time to take your number, I find, is in the morning, and you'll still benefit from a low-carb eating style even if your number is 0.2 or 0.7 or 0.8. I get a lot of messages from women like, bah, I'm not in ketosis because my number is 0.8. Don't worry about it. If you're eating low carb and feeling awesome and things are working for you and you're reaching your goals, then who cares what the number on the monitor says? Now, once you get the feeling of ketosis and you get that feeling, you don't need to measure as much, but I find the big takeaway here is if you're going to measure in the morning. I find that that's the most accurate, so you can get a really good picture of how your body is responding in a fasted state. Whereas at the end of the day, if you do measure, you are measuring for how your body responded to the food you consumed that day. Now, it really depends on your goal with your measuring.
Back to today's episode in a sec. Today's episode is sponsored by my friends over at Perfect Keto, who is an awesome company that I've been working with over the last 2 years, and I love their commitment to quality, their ability to know what us keto people need because most of their staff are keto themselves. I use their products to stay into ketosis, burn more fat, extend my fast, and satisfy my sweet tooth. Now, if you're new to the ketogenic diet, Perfect Keto is a brand that you must know. All of their products help you get on the diet, make the transition easier, have you experiencing ketosis a little bit faster with boosted energy so that you really start to benefit from ketosis and you don't get discouraged by all of the symptoms that can pop up if you're not supplementing with electrolytes or not having enough fat or still having too many artificial sweeteners. And my favorite part to this, guys, is when you're new to keto, you can often have that afternoon slump. By supplementing with some of their products, specifically their exogenous ketones or their keto collagen, and even a little bit of their MCT oil powder, you can help avoid that afternoon slump that we can often experience as we are transitioning to the ketogenic diet. Now, my personal favorite Perfect Keto products include their keto bars. Almond butter brownie has my heart. It is the perfect dessert. Exogenous ketones help to maintain my energy level and give my brain a certain edge that I need every day. And lastly, their nut butter is out of this world amazing. Stick that stuff in the freezer, let it sit for 24 hours, and go to town. I use their stuff on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day. And if you go to perfectketo.com/KDP, you can get 20% off their products and up to 25% off, a total of $34 off when you grab my favorites as a bundle. Again, that's perfectketo.com/KDP. Okay, back to today's episode.
The second lady hack is honoring your hunger. If you're hungry, eat, especially for women. It's super important for our bodies to feel like we're nourished and safe. The more at risk your body feels, the less likely it's going to be okay with carrying a child. Now, even if you're like, I don't want to carry a child, it's very important that your body feel like it could carry a child if it needed to. That makes sure that your hormones are on balance. And if you're sending a message to your body saying not enough calories, your body's thinking fight or flight, and it's not safe to have a child here. Therefore, we're not going to be producing enough hormones and we're not going to be allowing a pregnancy to take place. So again, even if you don't want to become pregnant, fertility is healthy regardless of where you're at in your life, and it is very important. Now, you want to make sure that you're eating enough, that you're satiated, so that your body doesn't get that response like, oh my gosh, we're starving, shut it all down. The third lady hack is intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting can be a great tool for women. Now, I'm finding more and more women clients have benefits with intermittent fasting when they do not count their blended coffees as being part of their eating window. Now, the reason we can do this is because a blended coffee or tea is primarily fat-based, and maybe you just add a touch of carbs or protein, like in my rocket fuel latte, and I'll link this recipe up in the show notes if you have no idea what I'm talking about. This will continue your fast if your goal is blood sugar regulation. Now, if your goal is autophagy, it will not continue your fast. But I find a lot of us, especially women, will be like, I'm an intermittent faster that doesn't eat anything in my fasting window. And that's what you'll do every day. Or you'll be the woman that has a fatty coffee every day, or the woman that has a fatty tea every day. And there's no like gray area. Instead of thinking of yourself as just the intermittent faster that does XYZ, why can't we switch it up? With intermittent fasting, do a couple of days where you're not eating during your fasting window, and then do a couple of days where you're having your fatty coffee in your fasted window. Maybe that fatty coffee is a rocket fuel latte a couple of those days, or a fat only coffee. And you can start to see how your body reacts to these different choices. Now, we want to make sure that when we are eating in our eating window, that we are not counting our calories. And I think so many of us have such a hard time with this, because we think that if we can intermittent fast and also count our calories, then it's like a double whammy and we're hitting two birds, one stone, winning every time. And in reality, that's just not true. Intermittent fasting was really created so that when we were eating, we didn't have to worry about the calories we were consuming and just eating to satiation. Now, where this is a problem is where we have leptin imbalances. And so it's going to take some time for your body to regulate, especially when you first start eating keto. And intermittent fasting is a tool and we can use it to our benefit, but if we are combining calorie tracking with intermittent fasting, it can stress out our adrenals, which is going to increase our cortisol, which will increase our insulin, which will make it so that we cannot fat burn. So you might think that you're doing yourself a favor when in reality, you're not.
Back to today's episode in a sec. I've been a Fabletics VIP since September 2018 and just saved oodles of money on a pair of Pamela shorts, a Hudson seamless bralette, and my new favorite running around town pants, my Kerrigan joggers. If you haven't heard of Fabletics yet, let me give you the Coles Notes version. It's a website with a lot of workout wear for physical activities from the gym and beyond, and the prices are super fair, meaning if what's stopping you from getting out and moving your body is a fresh set of leggings, you can get the leggings and get out there. Fabletics is offering listeners of the podcast an incredible deal you won't want to miss. Get 2 leggings for only $24. This is a $99 value when you sign up as a VIP. Just go to fabletics.com/keto to take advantage of this deal now. You'll also receive free shipping on orders over $49, and international shipping is available too. Again, that's fabletics.com/keto. Unsure of the link? Simply check out today's show notes for all the details. Okay, back to today's episode.
The fourth hack is addressing hair loss. Another issue I get asked about a bunch is hair loss. Now, if you're not eating enough carbohydrates or protein, you will lose your hair. Around 50 to 75 grams of carbohydrates per day allows me to keep my gorgeous hair nice and shiny and awesome, and also stay into ketosis most of the time. Now, there are a bunch of people that believe that hair loss on keto happens when you first get adapted and then it comes back even stronger. And a bunch of people talk about this, like Maria Emmerich is one of my keto pals, and she talks about how you're going to lose a bunch of your hair and then it's going to grow back even quicker and faster and amazinger. When I was losing my hair, turning into like, I don't know, this bald person, like it was coming out in chunks, I didn't want to trust the process enough. So I just boosted up my carbohydrates, stayed keto, and my hair came back. It's different for everyone, but I thought I'd mention it. The fifth hack is getting better sleep. Now, there are a bunch of ways that you can improve your sleep naturally without adjusting your macros. The first is sleep in a really dark room. Cover the windows, turn off the lights, don't sleep with a nightlight on, get your phone out of your room, don't be watching crazy TV right before you sleep, get some blue light blocking glasses. All of those little sleep hygiene tips go a long way. Now, if you're still finding that you've done all the sleep hygiene, it's still not working, you're exhausted, you're not sleeping, you could also look at boosting up your carbohydrates just slightly, especially after workouts. Something that I found when I was in my first year of ketosis is I would work out, then I would stay fasted, and then I would start eating around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and then I was like hyper all day and I couldn't sleep. When I started eating some carbohydrates directly after my workout, it helped to lower my cortisol, which helped me sleep at night. You could give that a try, see how it goes, and really that cortisol level and making sure that you are relaxed at the end of your day is going to be an amazing tool at your disposal. The sixth hack is supporting healthy gut bacteria. You could use probiotics. I do. I always have. I love the things. You can find out more by going to healthfulpursuit.com/favorites, where I have a couple of probiotic options depending on what your goals are. Another really great one for gut health overall is polyphenols to increase healthy bacteria. So you could be things like high quality, good, mold-free coffee. Blueberries are another good one. I usually have these at night before I go to bed. Chocolate, unsweetened chocolate will have polyphenols. Now make sure that if you're not sleeping well, you have your chocolate in the morning-ish, not before bed. You can also play around with resistant starches. I like using sweet rice flour. Make sure it's sweet rice flour and nothing else. Just add it to water and drink it before bed. Another tip for building healthy bacteria and also having beautiful hair, skin, and nails is grass-fed collagen. The cool thing about collagen is that it doesn't clump up like gelatin, which means you can put it in practically everything and you don't even taste it. I add collagen to everything. I go through about a tub in 2 weeks. Or less, depending. That stuff is great. I put it in everything. And the seventh hack is carbing up. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know all about carb ups, and I've chatted about them on the show a bunch of times. We'll include links to some of my favorite episodes talking about carb ups, but basically, practicing a carb refeed is sort of like being in a hot tub and then going into the snowbank and then going back into the hot tub and then going into the snowbank if you've already tried that. If you've tried this, if you're Canadian, you probably have. I mean, what Canadian hasn't? You really are shocking your body. You're changing it up. You're making your body guess things and not get comfortable. And if you've hit a plateau with your weight, or you're interested in cellular regeneration, or maybe the reason you got into this whole high-fat thing was to balance out your hormones, carb ups might be a great option for you. So I'm going to include some links to some of my favorite episodes and resources on carb ups. And if you're needing more of a step-by-step guide on how to do keto for women and you just need that support, my paperback book, Keto for Women, can be found at ketoforwomen.com. There are some pre-order options on there. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you in a couple days. Okay, bye!
Thanks for listening to the Keto Diet Podcast. Join us again in a couple of days to discover more Keto for Women secrets for your fat-fueled life. The Keto Diet Podcast, including show notes and links, provides information in respect to healthy living, recipes, nutrition, and diet, and is intended for informational purposes only. The information provided is not a substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, nor is it to be construed as such. We cannot guarantee that the information provided on the Keto Diet Podcast reflects the most up-to-date medical research. Information is provided without any representations or warranties of any kind. Please consult a qualified physician for medical advice and always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding your health and nutrition program.